Oh, yes. Hello. Welcome, everybody. It is January the 13th, 2025. If you are in or around the Atlanta or metro Atlanta area, I hope you enjoyed your snow day. And I hope you enjoyed the weekend of football that we had. That was pretty damn good, if I must say. Uh, Mr. Skip from Skip's Trophies and More. What did you think about the college football playoffs? The
Oh,
semifinal.
they went about how we expected. Nobody expected Notre Dame to win, but hey, it's football. So good weekend. We knew what Ohio State was going to do. We felt that, and we've kind of felt like, you know, what you call them was going to beat Notre Dame. But hey, I see in the championship game a 10 to 20 point win by Ohio State against Notre Dame. Everybody's giving Notre Dame the Cinderella chance of winning, but I don't see it. I don't think they have enough talent on both sides of the ball.
Well. Mr. Diamond Dirty D, happy belated birthday. What did you think about these playoff games that we had in the college football quarterfinal? I'm sorry, semifinal.
Well, the Penn State Notre Dame game, I think all of us kind of figured that Penn State was going to do what Penn State was going to do. They were going to choke it off. The first time in the history of Skip and Kev that a Penn State team wide receiver did not catch a ball the whole game. That is unbelievable that happened. And again, they were still in the game to go down and possibly win the game or send the game to overtime, which they should have sent the game to overtime and see what happened. They throw a late interception, give Notre Dame the ball back, kick the field goal, ball game. So Ohio State, all of us know Ohio State are world beaters. We know that the only time they lose is when they beat themselves. A $1 million football roster over there. I've been calling for Ryan Day's job for the past 4 weeks if he loses a game. And I must say, hell of a coaching job. And again, Texas again find themselves in the potential to do what they do. Kev said they were going to lose by 14. It did happen. And it's killing me what these teams are doing before halftime, Skip. You throw a screen pass to the running back, and he takes it 68 yards for a touchdown. I'm just trying to figure out on the defensive side of the ball, what are y'all doing?
You see, now, this is one of those things where I have to call y'all on it because if the wide receiver screen thing that Jordan thrown, if they had thrown it and it had a score, it would have been the best play call ever.
I don't agree.
But again, he threw a screen pass that they didn't expect to go 68 yards, but it did.
The poor tackling where and we know if the ball is on the other side of the 50, meaning 20, 25, 30-yard line, and you got limited time on the clock, they throwing the screenplay. They not expecting to score. It was just a lackadaisical on Texas' part to give up a touchdown that late. And you could arguably say that's a turning point in the game outside of them. And another thing, turning point because Kev know, and we were, gaming when this was going on.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the red zone, and I don't understand from a Texas team, you can't run the ball, and you passing the ball around, what subsequently leads into a turnover, and this man runs back 90-some yards for a touchdown. See, again, this is the part where you always say coaching. All these teams are different. That's what me and you were talking about. Where you have a run-based team, you have a pass-based team, and they're not as physical because they're a finesse team. You see what I'm saying? So, of course, when I'm saying run the ball, this is where me and your argument was they can't run the ball because it ain't the type of team they are. You follow me?
Right, but it's one of those things where we're damned if we do and we're damned if we don't. because the screenplay to the running back was something to catch him off guard. It caught him off guard. Now, we can make all the excuses in the world, tackling or a lackadaisical attitude about making it to the ball. When screenplays are designed for first downs, they're designed to offset the blitz. You get what I'm saying? So nobody thought in their wildest dream that it was going to go for a touchdown. So it was good play calling because it caught him off guard. But had it been a turnover, us would be saying, the fuck you throwing the screen for? You get what I'm saying? So that's why I said the same thing about the wide receiver screen with Georgia. Had it worked, genius play calling. Nobody expected that. But since it didn't, poor coaching, piss poor coaching. It ain't worked the whole game. Why you keep throwing it? You get what that's what I mean by that. Not calling you out, but this is one of those things. These are one of those instances where we will say, oh man, the defense was garbage. No, it was just the right play call at the right time. That's where the coaching aspect that we talk about comes in at. Sometimes you have to throw that wrinkle in there, like with New England and what you call them in the Super Bowl. Nobody expected them to pass. They expected the Marshawn Lynch to get the ball. It just happened. Bad play call. Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, let me ask you this. Quinn Ewers still has another year of eligibility. Does he stay at Texas or?
I think if he hits the transport portal, he's going to end up a bulldog.
Why not go to the team that beat you?
No, I don't think.
Smart. Kirby, hang on. Kirby Smart would love to take in a seasoned college quarterback that has made it 2 years in a row to the semifinals. Okay. Say what you want, D. Say what you want. But it makes, as a business move, it makes sense. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, D, why would
Georgia doesn't too much. That's not going to happen because of one thing. I hear you guys. Georgia's not going to do that because it's the person in the room now, the Garner Stockton effect, and the recruiting effect of Kirby, what Kirby has brought in. They're not going to do that. You see what happened with where Carson Beck is taking his talents to. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to hire a guy that's going to come in. I'm just talking about the quarterback position for Georgia. That's not Georgia's history of doing that. The last time they did it, they brought a kid in from Wake Forest, last name Newman. This is for the NIL. He transferred in, supposed to be the starting quarterback, opted out because COVID. That's the last time a transfer quarterback has came in like that. I don't see this happening this time. Yours is either going to go to the league or he's going to another team. He's not coming to Georgia. I don't see it.
Okay. Do you at least see him staying in the SEC?
Going where?
No.
Where's he going to go besides Georgia? Nobody else needs a quarterback.
Well, Alabama needs one.
Alabama needs a quarterback. Ole Miss might need a quarterback. Yep. Jackson Dart's going to the NFL. I mean, you could even go Kentucky, Arkansas, one of those smaller schools.
What I should have said was, where is he going to go that's got a chance to make the playoffs?
Well, first and foremost, he hasn't entered the transfer portal. I think he's still weighing his options where he might go if that's the case. But
who's Jarman James?
Yaman, don't you do that. These are my people. But at the same time, they all weighing the options. He hasn't said anything yet. So
well,
but that's just speculation. We're speculating. We don't know.
Yeah,
but I do know that he'll be the best quarterback on the team if they get him.
Well, and Skip, sometimes all the team needs is a quarterback.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got the receivers, you just ain't got the QB to throw the ball.
If Georgia had a better quarterback.
Now, Carson Beck. Let's get into Carson Beck real quick because all the things that I have read have said that him dating this girl created a lot of problems in the locker room.
It did.
So to me, from what I'm seeing, it sounds to me like they basically said, because Skip, instead of practicing, he's over here making TikToks with the girl.
That's true.
Instead of studying film, he's over here making TikToks with the girl.
And so Miami, he in Athens.
So it sounds like a lot of the players are basically like, dude, it's either us or her. And D, I'm sorry, but sometimes that coochie will get a hold on a dude. Y'all know how it is.
No,
and that's exactly what he's got going.
So the word on the street.
Wow, there it is.
The word on the street. Your mind, that's a good one.
I told you.
Hold on. All Thundercat 5 is just only what the cat that's driving the car.
So,
the motion in the ocean.
So to be honest with you, this was speculation that was, in the Georgia Bulldog, with not talking.
But I was just gonna say, why did it never hit airwaves?
It was out there, Skip. I never mentioned it on the show because, of course, speculation, and it was like, okay, it was a disconnect with him. But if you look at his body language on the sideline, he didn't look like how Stetson Bennett or Aaron Murray or previous Georgia quarterbacks that would, you know what I'm saying, camaraderie. That's just me. This is my opinion.
I got you, and you're right. But you're right. You're right about that comparison. But he's not on their level though. On his best year, he wouldn't have been like Stetson Bennett or no.
Well, here's the best part, Skip. He's now your quarterback. So let me hear your opinion.
And now here go my opinion. Somebody in Miami need their head chopped off. We keep getting this bullshit from Georgia, and it's gonna fuck us up. We're on an ascending plane. Oh, I'm sorry. We got Kirby Smart. What was the name? Not Kirby Smart.
Mark Richt.
For what?
What?
Rick had the best of everything at the University of Georgia. Couldn't win the SEC championship. Kirby's coming in and win a national title with his team, with all of his players. Get to Miami and we win 8 games, and the whole world shifted. And once his players came in, boom, same thing. Now the boy's a good quarterback. Hopefully, he's a good quarterback. He ain't great. He's a good quarterback. If he can do a Trent Dilfer, manage the team and don't turn the ball over, a la somebody in Atlanta.
I'm finna get you. I'm finna stop you. I'm finna stop you because this whole
excuse me real quick. Who was V-Ski? One of your people?
You know VJ. He was on the show, former Bulldog that we had on the show.
VJ, V-Ski Johnson. Stop it, man, because your bullpuppets got spanked.
Sir, at the end of the day,
at
the end of the day, don't attack the guests. At the end of the day, sir.
He attacking me.
At the end of the day, the last time y'all were kind of relevant as a coaching staff was when Mark Richt was there. Not only that, you talked about Carson Beck like, we got the best quarterback, we got the best team, we got the best. It's you, sir.
Y'all out there on paper, y'all had the best team in the nation.
I didn't believe that now time.
Whoa. Let me see it's in the comments. Yeah, he Abe here. Y'all got more 5-stars than anybody.
Listen to what I just said. I singular. I didn't say that.
Okay.
So Abe is here. Abe and VJ, he can say the same thing. All that. But at the end of the day, Miami got some reject trash. You overpaid. You paid $4 million for that dude.
I'm glad you brought that up real quick. Deion Sanders was doing the interview, and he explained the difference between NIL and collective agreements. Everybody thinks that NIL money is the shit, is the stuff, and it ain't. It's the collective. NIL is name, image, and likeness. Stuff you can sell. The collective is what the school pays you. If he got $5 million from the NIL, that wasn't from the University of Miami. Now, they do pay, don't get me wrong, but the money that the school pays is from the collective. And Deion say, you think about it, the guys that's doing the commercials, that's doing the endorsements and all that, that's NIL, name, image, likeness. I'll read it in a minute. But the collective is when the school pays an athlete, like in Michigan's case, the $10 million, $7.5 million, whatever they paid, that was collective. That wasn't NIL. The school paid that. Miami didn't give him $5 million. He got an NIL deal for that. But anyway, Mark Richt introduced the team.
Well, at the end of the day, That is a true statement. So that's where your big chain came from. So anyway, we not gonna go.
What?
That's where your big chain.
The turnover chain?
Yes, Mark Richt put that in place. Exactly. So I don't even know why we compare Miami and Georgia. Miami ain't did nothing in 20 years. I don't even want to talk about that. Let's continue.
Okay.
Since
You're right. And y'all ain't did nothing this year with
That's
all the
right.
5 stars.
Yeah.
And lost the same amount of games as we lost that ain't did nothing in 20 years.
That is true. And if
Okay,
you want to fuss about that, sir, y'all can't even win the ACC.
Okay, so what? Let me ask you a question. Y'all can't even win a national championship.
We got 4. How many?
Stop.
We got 4. Wait a minute. We got 4 national championships, and we didn't won back to back. Your university has never in the history done that.
Okay. How many y'all got again?
4. How many you got? And still ain't won the ACC.
It don't make it. That lets you know the ACC don't matter. How many?
It
Keep
going.
How many SEC championships y'all got?
More than.
The question
You gonna let me
was,
answer? You gonna let me answer?
more is not an answer. How many do y'all have?
More than ACC champions than you do.
Okay. So you don't know a number.
More than you do. We got 1, 2. Let me see. Kirby got 3. Mark Richt got 2. That's 5 right there.
Right. That's more SEC championships than national championships. They don't mean nothing.
Oh, really?
They don't
So
mean
why
nothing.
y'all can't win the ACC? Y'all playing against Duke.
We win them natties, baby.
You ain't won no natty in 20 years.
It don't matter when we won them.
And you ain't won that. You not half of the people. I don't even want to argue.
Oh, right, fellas. Let's bring it in a little
bit.
bit here. Hey, man, Notre Dame and Penn State. What a great game we got to see the other day. At the end of the day, Notre Dame took it home and left Penn State once again going home empty. Now, one thing I've been talking about with folks is the same thing that I've always said. James Franklin is completely fine going 10-2 every year, losing to Ohio State and Michigan. But the way that the playoffs are set up, they can do that every year now and still probably be in the top 12. On the other side, as much as I just have never been able to like Notre Dame, Marcus Freeman has won my respect.
Yes.
100,000% has won my respect. D, what did you think about that playoff game that we got to see the other day?
Marcus Freeman, since the debacle that lost to North Illinois, was it Northern Illinois, that they lost to, he's done a masterful coaching job. So for whoever they played. Now, my opinion, they need to be in a conference. But
100%.
But this game they just played shows you what the NIL has done. What every week that we was talking about, we don't know what's going to show up, what's going to happen. Marvelous coaching job. We knew Notre Dame. We picked Notre Dame to win this game. And I'd rather just tell you, we went back 2 weeks prior. We said whoever won between Georgia and Notre Dame were going to the championship. We knew that out of that bracket. That was the pick either way it goes. So we looked at this. Honestly, Penn State had an easier road to get to this position that they were in. But they always find a way to mess the game up and lose it. This is what he does. He's 1-15 now, I believe. James Franklin up there doing that. So that's what we got. But back to Freeman. Better watch out, man. So people gonna come calling trying to get him out from up there if they pull this off. And I'm talking about pro teams.
Oh, okay. If it's pro, he should go.
Other college teams. Yeah, if a pro, it just depends, Skip. But there's gonna be some suitors.
Right, but I don't think he should leave what he's built.
And the crazy part, our guy down here in LSU said he wanted to leave Notre Dame so he could compete for national championships and get better players. This was his complaint. He
said Notre Dame wasn't giving him the resources. So
now the fact that he's extended past that, and also, as Abe say, he's an alumni All-American linebacker that played for Ohio State back in the day. So this is going to storyline.
Right, again, it's almost like the little Deion circus. Everybody is assuming he gonna go to the Raiders and the Cowboys and all this stuff here. If this guy leaves Notre Dame to go anywhere but to the professional league, the professional ranks, he's a fool because he's gonna have to go wherever he goes and start over. He has the culture like he wants it. He has the players doing what he wants. He has his coaching staff in place. Now, with him playing in the national championship game, his recruiting is going to go through the roof. Now, he ain't going to be like, the Bulldogs have 25 5-stars. But
Georgia has nothing to do with this.
Hey, man, you don't mind if I do my comparison, man? I'm shooting shots at this dude out here. I'm shooting shots at this dude out here. Talking about y'all got 17 SEC championships and only 4 natties. Something wrong with that picture.
And you got 5.
I ain't got neither of them one, so I can't say nothing in this conversation. Go, guys.
I would, if I were him doing what college sound like is that he needs to stay in Notre Dame because right now his bread is buttered there. The NIL will help with what they got going on in Notre Dame. They have an easy road to going being in the college playoff system. How it's set up for them every year. It's still set up like when we had the BCS and the other polls before this, where regardless, they was going to be in the top 4, top 5, regardless of what was going on, because of how they play. Yes, they play a semi-ACC schedule. They play a little bit of Big Ten schedule plus whatever else they play. So they they touch a lot of different things. I just believe they need to get in a conference. But why would you? When you're gaining all the money. You see what I'm saying, Skip? It was just posted that when they got to this point, they got a big payout where some of the teams, let's say if a Georgia or Texas or Georgia went, they would have had to split that money
with the whole SEC.
Well, you just got them pocketing all the funds for the playoff system. So yeah, I if I was him, I wouldn't go nowhere. They have to run me out of town.
One thing that I thought was very interesting. We talk about the only loss that Notre Dame had this year to Northern Illinois, and that was week 2. The head coach of Northern Illinois reached out to Marcus Freeman and said, hey, you got time, give me a call, and I'll tell you how I beat you. Marcus Freeman took him up on that opportunity, and they had something like a 4-hour phone call where they basically went back through that entire game, and the coach of Northern Illinois said, yep, when your player did this, we did that. We would look at this, we would look at that. And Notre Dame has won, 13 straight since then?
Now you watch this. You know that coach's name from Northern Illinois?
I can look it up.
No, you don't have to. Watch this. We need to follow him because he is going to either be on Notre Dame staff next year or he's going to have a better job than what he has at Northern Illinois. If it gets out, and that's true. If it's true, you know what I mean? Yeah, for him to do that, I think that I wouldn't have done it as a competitor, but for him to do it, and then this guy took that information and made his team 100% better. Hell of a coach.
What was his name? Thomas Hammock. That's his name.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Everybody looking at you.
Norton.
All right, now go.
All right. Well, Skip, as of right now, Ohio State is the 8-point favorite in this football game. Now, hang on. Before we even get into that, I want to talk about the first year of the 12-team bracket. Had we still been in the 4-team bracket, neither one of these teams would be in the championship. So I believe for as much as we've had some complaints, and of course it's the first year, it's got its little things that we got to tweak and fix. But at the end of the day, we got a 14-1 and a 13-2 team in the national championship. I think we got the best 2 teams, number 8 and number 7. Had we been in the 4-team playoff still, we wouldn't have gotten either one of these teams.
But you know that, and the 14 playoffs, it was so biased, as evidenced last year with Florida State. Last year with Florida State, that they had to do something different because there was no way on God's green earth that Florida State shouldn't have made the playoffs when they were undefeated. It just wasn't. So doing it with this many teams, everybody gets a chance. It's almost playoff football, just like in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
The playoffs are a whole nother season where you got to execute all the time. You can't have lapses. And these two teams just played the best out of all 12 teams. So I think it worked for what it was, but there were still some teams that should have been in, the teams that shouldn't have been in.
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely.
It's still, got some tweaking to be done to it. But
and they're gonna fix a lot of that. D, all right, I'm sorry, Skip. Who do you have next Monday night? Ohio State or Notre Dame?
Ohio State by at least 10.
D, what you got?
I got Ohio State 7 points. 7 points. We've seen the luck of the Irish where a lot of stuff be going on. And I think it'll be closer than what they projected it to be. I can see what Skip is saying, the 10-point thing. It just depends on, again, how Ohio State come out. It's going to be a physical game. I'm going to give them that. Very physical. But this will test the grit if Marcus Freeman is in them top-tier elite coaches. You follow me? When it comes to it. So we'll see. And I'm gonna say this, a lot of the national media is not giving Will Howard, right? They not giving him his props. He's been playing
Will Leonard.
The quarterback. Howard. Last name Howard.
No, I'm thinking Riley Leonard. Riley Leonard's his name.
I'm talking about
Notre
Ohio
Dame.
State.
Will Howard. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not giving him the full credit he's due at the quarterback position because he's playing lights out since that loss against Michigan. Yeah, so that's who I would go with. And like you say, I see what he's saying. A lot of people are butthurt that SEC teams are not in this final, playing against a Big Ten team. But this is what we wanted. This is coming down to like March Madness in NCAA football now. Regardless of you being the number 1 seed or the 12th seed, you can go on a run and you're there. Ohio State was in the top 5 the whole year. Some of these teams that was ranked ahead of them, we already had penciled in. Ohio State is not a number 8 seed team. Everybody in here knows that. We knew that. It's just the seeding of this system. I do believe they need to take on a moniker of what we see in the NFL when you play your first open round game. The seeding should change, depending on, who was the lower seed, top seed, or whatever. I don't know if they can do that in college, but it need to be something.
Well, one of the reasons why they're doing it in the NFL because everybody's in a conference or a division. It's not like that in the NCAA. Where Notre Dame's not in the division. They're they're in the FBS, but other than that, they're just independent. So how would the seeding work with teams that are in the ACC, the SEC, the Big 12 versus an independent team that's undefeated?
No, what I was meaning.
Hang on. If you're talking about Notre Dame and the rankings, Notre Dame can never be above 5.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, 6 because it's the 5 conference championships, right?
Yeah,
they can never be above 6 because they don't play for a conference championship.
What I mean, if you start off technically in March Madness, we have a 1 versus a 16, right? If this was set up the same way, no way Oregon would have been playing Ohio State in the second round. That's what I mean. So if you should have had an Oregon playing a lower seed, whoever won. So we had a number.
Right. The way they set the brackets up was they just threw them in there and then put teams. Yeah.
Yeah. The seeding was all wrong when it went to the second round. You follow me? You should have had, it should have flip-flopped where Oregon should have been down there where Georgia was, if you get my understand. Where you had a Penn State, because you can look at it. We knew when we looked at it who was going where, if you pay attention to it.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm good. Oh, God. I don't know, man. I hate Ohio State so much. I just don't want to pick them. I think Notre Dame has a great defense, but of course, Ohio State has the best offense in the country, highest paid offense. God, you know what? Just because y'all both picked Ohio State, I'm going to go Fighting Irish. All right. Well, that game will take place next Monday night at 7:30. I do think we should skip the show that week because obviously everyone will be tuned in to the game.
Yeah, festivities.
All right. Hey, one last story before we move into the NFL. I'm sure both of y'all have seen this. I sent it to the group chat. LSU wide receiver Kyron Lacy is wanted by police on charges of negligent homicide and felony hit and run following a December 17th traffic crash that killed a former Marine and injured 2 others. 2 days later, Lacy declared for the NFL draft without reporting what happened to police. So, from what I've gathered, Lacy was not directly involved in the crash. He swerved out of the way, and the car behind him ran into the other guy and killed him. But
okay, well, cool. Because I was finna bash.
Don't say cool. Don't say cool. Somebody lost their life.
No. Well, the circumstances. Cool about the circumstances, not about what happened. I was finna bash him. I was finna like they should put him under the prison. Number one, if he had hit the people and ran. But because he was, I guess, would they be looking for him as a witness more so than anything?
No, they're saying that he was the cause of the accident.
Because
he wasn't involved in and there's not too much information on it right now out to the public. But like I said, from what I've gathered, it was something he caused the person behind him to wreck. It's like I said, all the details aren't out. It's still in the early stages, but they are connecting him as the cause of the accident, not just being there. You know what I mean?
On that, I'm not going to bash him until I find out more evidence. But from what they first initially put, I was like, yep, they should find him and hide him. You left the scene and somebody died. Yeah, ain't no excuse for that. But again, when you don't know all evidence, you go half cocked. So I'm not going to do that this time.
Yep.
Because y'all did do it on my boy from the Houston, Texas.
Well, speaking of, as we go into the NFL, Skip, you see how you throw it up there and I slam it in there.
Oh, you should have.
Man, he tossed it up and I dunked it. Let's go. All right, let me change this banner right here. Speaking of Deshaun Watson, the Cleveland Browns quarterback has torn his Achilles again while rehabbing. He had another surgery this past Thursday, and he will most likely miss the entire 2025 season. He has 2 years left on the once record-setting $252 million guaranteed contract. The Browns still owe him $62 million. Wow.
Good job. Win for the players.
Is this not the biggest? Deshaun Watson has stolen $252 million.
No, don't say that.
See, this is the hate. This is the hate because he got a quarterback that's stealing money right now.
Let me
wait.
No. He got a 5-year contract and has played 1.5 of those years.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, one and a half of those years he was benched. He couldn't play. Remember. So don't make it sound like he had a chance to get on there as soon as he signed the contract because he didn't, because they wouldn't allow him to play. Remember? And an idle body is not an in shape body, NFL standard. Correct? Okay, so let's not bash him over the head because you got a quarterback that's stealing money.
You got several quarterbacks that's stealing money. One on Northside Drive is stealing money also. So don't.
They gave him that though. They gave him that.
He has the best agent in America. So let's not. I'm not gonna jump on nobody being that two of us are the 3.
What did I just say?
I didn't mean to. I tried to put his comment on the screen. I
Said
accidentally
he
deleted
turned himself into the what you call it.
This man delete the man comment.
No, he said Sean McVay was the best coach in the NFC, which I mean, I can't argue.
At the end of the day, Kirk Cousins made over $300-some million. He is probably the one who, if you want to say stole money, if you want to use it, if you want to use that analogy.
Gotcha.
But unfortunately for Deshaun Watson, his career has really went down since he went to that dumpster fire of a franchise up there.
You would have went for $240 million.
Oh, I would have too.
Tom Brady would have went for 240 pop.
So guaranteed. So
me, I would have done less for $240 million.
So I'm not going to fault him. He was arguably one of the top 5, top 10 quarterbacks when that contract was signed at the time.
Yes.
So we can and the Texans were on the map because of him. DeAndre Hopkins got money because of him.
And then you could tell the Texans were. I don't know how long that stuff had been going on, the scandal stuff with him in Houston. But when they traded DeAndre Hopkins away, just unexpectedly got rid of it, we were like, what the hell? That tandem was going to be the next, dare I say, Jerry Joe. They were that good together. And then you just trade him away. And then got nothing for him.
Nothing.
So to me, it was like they were trying to sabotage him. Again, that's outside looking in, but you don't trade away a top 5 receiver at the time just because. DeAndre Hopkins wasn't making any noise in the news, was he?
He wanted some more money.
Yeah, but did you trade him away for it?
No.
All right. Well, moving into the next story here, the NFL will consider replacing the onside kick with an alternative proposal. Teams would get 1 down to convert a 4th and 20, and if they get the 20 yards, they would maintain possession of the ball.
No. They're going to make it might as well be 2-hand touch before long. No. You're taking away the spirit of the game by doing all these stupid rule changes. The kickoff thing, I hate that.
I'm not a fan.
Very seldom see a kick return for a touchdown now because you got a defense flying downfield, and the blocking offense has to stand there and watch them. That don't make sense to me. But it'll be long before we be playing flag.
I don't like that. I really don't like the fact that you have to announce that you're doing an onside kick to the opposing team. I don't like that either.
Oh, so they can't just do it, but they can't sneak and do it.
No, you gotta tell them you finna onside kick the ball.
When did they do that? That was just this past year they implemented that with the new kickoff.
Yeah, that's the rule they got.
Yeah.
Take that new kickoff system out of there, man.
They implemented this for the sole fact of making kickoff fun again, like actually making it a play. But it's only, I think the average return is only up by like 3 yards. So instead of getting to the 20, they're getting to the 23 on kickoff. You know what I mean? When a touchback gets you to the 25 now. Or the 30. Yeah. 25 or 30? 25. It's a waste. It's stupid. I think they're trying to make football as low contact as possible now.
I get it. Bigger, faster, stronger. I get it. But I also see where the game is going to be to the point where it's so watered down, they're going to lose value.
Mm-hmm.
Because
you'll have the XFL and CFL coming up, or USFL.
Yeah,
they'll start to take over because they'll be more physical.
Mm-hmm. And they let them play, and they let them celebrate. Mm-hmm. That part of the game to me is stupid. It's hard enough to get to the end zone that you can't celebrate now. Unsportsmanlike conduct. We're not playing tennis. It's a violent sport. I think outside of boxing, probably the most violent sport.
I just broke off 6 250-pound dudes to get here. You know what I mean? I'm celebrating. I just ran through 1,200-pound a dude to get to this end zone. You know what I mean? All right. Well, speaking of, thank you, TC, for bringing up the Dallas Cowboys. They waited a week, but it came out today that they will be parting ways with Mike McCarthy. Who do y'all think should take that job?
Let me say this. regardless of us, making fun of each other's teams and stuff like that, you let go of a coach that has averaged 12 wins the past 3 years of your team.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, he did demand respect of the players, and he had respect of your players on the team. Your owner is the issue in Dallas, and until
He does.
Whatever happens, that's when his team will go back to prominence.
It'll be too late now.
Yeah, because this like what you gonna get now. I did hear reports that they might talk to Stark. They might talk because I'm gonna say this right now. Stark Keezy, the Texas coach.
Oh, okay.
So you got to be very careful about Jerry Jones, because Jerry Jones, he wants a puppet, but he still wants, you know what I'm saying? He'll hire somebody like that so he can still be over them. You know what I'm saying? With no NFL experience, head coaching experience, because Stark got experience. But he does things like this. I don't know where your franchise is going. I wanted to see a veteran coach coming in to coach the Cowboys, because your roster is garbage of the salary cap, I say. Not saying all the teams are garbage. I mean, players are garbage, but you got 2 players taking up half of your salary. Michael Parsons don't want to get paid. How you gonna sell that to anybody coming in?
Well, to Michael Parsons, I will say, he said what Skip, I know you have mentioned about Brady before. He said, look, I'm willing to take less if it means we get the weapons we need to go win a Super Bowl.
Micah can't say that because Micah don't have no rings. That to me is something to say in the news. That's stupid. Tom had 4 rings when he made that statement. Or 3 rings. I think it was 2 or 3 rings when he said, I'll take less money to get in here what I need. He had already been to the mountaintop. Mike has never seen it. So if he made that statement, what's wrong with him? Come on, man.
How is that? I don't know if I agree with that, Skip. I don't see how that's a bad call.
It's
a hungry player that wants to stay on the Cowboys, and he wants to do what it takes to go get a ring.
But okay, now watch this. He doesn't have everything in place to get there. I don't care if he plays for $1 a year. Who are they going to get that's going to put them over the top? They had a chance to get King Henry, and they didn't.
The problem is, again, Jerry waited too late to pay Dak and pay CD, where he could have paid them before the salary cap started adjusting. You're going to do the same thing with Michael Parsons. That's what I'm saying. You're putting yourself in a bad situation. Now you need a coach that's got to come in there as of right now, get his coaching staff together, and so forth and so on. Whoever comes in, and then I got to look at it and say, I got my 2 main players on offense that's taking up half the salary. If they don't rework their contracts, Kev, this is going to be a dumpster fire in a minute. And what coaches wants to come in, not only deal with that, then you got to deal with Jerry Jones and his foolishness.
I think y'all are still missing the point of, at the end of the day, it's the Dallas Cowboys. Damn having to deal with Jerry Jones. Okay. Damn all of that. Because at the end of the day, being able to have Dallas Cowboy head coach on your resume, shit.
That don't mean nothing no more.
Okay, fine. Say what. Okay. The most expensive sports franchise on this planet.
And I didn't win nothing with them.
Look. So I get it. I get you're going to argue with it. But at the end of the day, if I had a chance to go put my name as the president for a day, I'd take it. If I had a chance to put my name as the VP for a day, I'd take it. So if I had the chance to go in there and be the Dallas Cowboy head coach for a season, even if it don't work out, I coach the Dallas Cowboys.
What I'm saying to you is
known worldwide.
What I'm saying to you is we're talking football and you talking about the brand. Nobody ever
because y'all are acting you're acting like it's gonna be so hard to get a coach.
But
what I'm
saying to you is Dallas Cowboy fans, Jerry Jones has turned this into like a corporation instead of a football team. You running out there, it's the Dallas Cowboy brand. We talking X's and O's here. What coach the only coach y'all gonna get is a coach that has not had a head coaching job. I'm not saying that, but I'm talking about a veteran coach with some cachet behind him that's won a Super Bowl. For instance, Belichick is coaching North Carolina. Belichick ain't coming down there and mess with the Cowboys. Why would he?
That was all they talked about last season was Belichick wanted to come here.
And where he at? He's a Tar Heel.
Because we still had McCarthy.
It don't matter.
Wait a minute. Wait.
McCarthy was still under contract. You know,
right. This ain't no knock on you know how we always pick at each other, like D said. You're telling me that Belichick couldn't see the writing on the wall that McCarthy was out of there if they didn't do nothing this year? You saw the writing on the wall, sir. You come on now, being real. Being real, yes. But as Bill Belichick being a coach for how many years? Yeah, how long do you think he's gonna sit around and wait? Somebody's gonna call him with some money. And North Carolina did that. And he said, you know what? I can go back to college and do things completely different than having to deal with NFL players. Understandable. All that's understood. But watch this. Do you think Belichick could have coexisted with Jerry Jones?
No.
Be realistic now.
No.
It would have been a shit show.
That's why the resume portion doesn't matter, Kev. That's the point we're making. Not shit.
So y'all are saying that we're not going to get another we're not going to get some Super Bowl winning veteran coach. We're going to get some new guy. Well, what is Mike McCarthy?
That's the last one. That's what I'm trying to explain to you.
Okay, all right. I'm just making sure that was a veteran Super Bowl winning coach.
No, he didn't do nothing.
What I'm explaining.
I actually disagree with firing Mike McCarthy. Okay. What I do agree with is hiring an offensive coordinator, because I believe once a head coach starts calling plays, they lose focus in other areas that they need to work on.
Well, I'm saying this. You let go of a coach that's won you arguably 12 games the last 3 years, right? Mike McCarthy was fired at the beginning of the season when he's a lame duck coach with no contract. So you already knew what was going on. The players go and tell the owner them, hey, we playing for this man. We playing hard. And arguably, when that goes down, y'all team that in flux, y'all was still in competitive. So that lets you know he has a hold on the team. You let him go. You know why? You put the man in bad predicaments. I've been like, I got to go. I'm not going to deal with this stress.
A new defensive coordinator and 22 injuries on a team. That puts the coach in a bad position?
Yes. Money. You can't go out and get players.
Oh, my God. So D, when you tore your Achilles, your coach was responsible for that.
Sir, you can't.
Stop. If I get hurt, the coach is in a bad position, but not because the owner of the team put him there, but because I got hurt.
Listen, Kev. You were just talking about everybody want to come to the Cowboys, Cowboy this, Cowboy that. McCarthy was the last coach that y'all had with a resume better than a Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett stayed there.
He was a puppet. Jason Garrett was a cuck.
So this is the type of coach that Jerry Jones wants. If you go back and look at it, history, people that's listening, outside of Bill Parcells, do you know you had Chan Gailey, you had Dave Campo, you had some just run-of-the-mill coaches that Jerry can control.
So they can pad their resume.
You know what I'm saying? Since you say they just want to be since you want to say they want to just be a Cowboy because it's the Cowboys. Mike McCarthy come in, as they say, a made man because he ain't win but one Super Bowl. Ain't like he won multiples.
How many Nick Sirianni got?
No. What you mean?
Okay.
He got actually he got one because he was
as a head coach.
No, that ain't what you had.
Okay.
How many have you won since you've been on this earth?
Buddy, 1 versus 5 still don't fucking matter. You were talking about, hang on, go back to Georgia. D, Skip. Remember, all them SEC championships.
Why we arguing? Why we are talking about y'all just going to Georgia?
It don't matter now. It don't matter how many there now.
I'm tired.
Listen, it mattered when it was Georgia.
I'm tired. No, I gotta stop this. Every time we have a conversation, y'all keep jumping on Georgia. Stay on the subject at hand. We're talking about NFL football. Georgia ain't got nothing to do with this.
I'm fact checking you.
What fact check you checking me? We talking
Because
about the Cowboys.
when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, right, the championships years ago don't matter. But when it comes to the Georgia Bulldogs,
I don't bring
the
up.
championships
Listen.
from years ago.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna stop
right
you.
here.
I'm gonna stop you because what y'all do is try to mirror me with what other people say. Skip answers a question. I say we got 4. I don't sit up here and run off at the mouth talking about how many championships we got. I don't do that. I talk facts when I'm talking. So when you want to talk about it, all I'm saying, we pick at each other's teams. That's what we do. Ain't no problem with that. But we're having a conversation about the Cowboys brand and the coaches. You're trying to sell everybody on here that everybody wants to be a Cowboy coach. Who?
I'm not saying every coach on this planet wants to go there. What I'm telling you is it is not going to be hard to find a head coach.
Okay, so give me who you want to be the coach.
I don't give a shit who's the coach.
Watch this. This will bottle all that up. What you said, Kev, makes sense. Having that on your resume as a head coach, yeah, it's a thing because they were who they were, not who they are. But there's no Super Bowl winning coach. There's no coach with any kind of gumption that's going to go there to put up with all of the extracurricular.
Thank you.
So when you say there's not a coach that don't want it on their resume, there's a whole bunch of coaches that don't want that on their resume because they won't have a chance to take over and make that team theirs. That's what we're saying. Outside of the picking and nitpicking what we do, having it on your resume, yeah, that's a big thing if you were part of when they weren't the shit. But now they are not. So putting it on your resume, it's just not that anymore.
Let me tell you where this comment is completely wrong and where y'all keep missing the point.
Okay.
The reason that the Dallas Cowboys are still relevant is because every single day when you turn on a TV, they're talking about us. Whether it's good or bad, they're talking about the Dallas Cowboys. In the last 25 years, the Dallas Cowboys have been in the playoffs, win or lose, been in the playoffs more than half of those years. So at the end of the day, take Detroit, for instance, because my homeboy Ron, who's a big Detroit fan, he's on his high horse because this is the best season that franchise has ever had. Mm-hmm. This is the pinnacle. This is the fucking top right here. Sorry, D. This is the top.
Okay.
But
even with not winning a Super Bowl in 20-something years, yes, I get it. There are teams who have never won a Super Bowl. The Lions, this is their first time making it, as the number 1 seed. We've been there and done that. Yes, we haven't been relevant or haven't won a Super Bowl in 20 years, but guess what? I can still say this, as much as we talk about Dallas, we won a Super Bowl more recently than San Francisco.
Okay.
Stop.
Oh, but we've been and lost. It's the same thing.
I'm not going to say that we've been.
See,
you don't hear people talking about the San Francisco 49ers the way they talk about the Cowboys, but you're making it like it's the Cowboys and everybody else. No, it stopped being that way 20 years ago. The reason
people go out of their way to talk about Dallas.
No,
but
go ahead.
I'm sorry. Continue, Skip. My bad.
You're making it like everything revolves around Dallas. It doesn't. If not for them being worth $12 billion or however much they worth, the Yankees are in the same boat.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? But the Super Bowl and the World Series don't go through New York. The Super Bowl don't go through Dallas. They just happen to be the 2 most popular teams in the world. That's it. That's not a resume pattern. You don't pad your resume with that. Now, if you're a Jimmy Johnson or you're what's his name, Switzer, decent damn good coaches that don't take it. Yeah, if they come there, they're gonna say, "Hey, Jerry, you gotta let me run it, or I ain't coming." You ain't finna get no coach worth his salt, man, to come there, and you know it. But it's Dallas, man. Blah blah blah.
I'm telling you, wait, just wait.
Listen.
When the coach gets hired and we're back on the show talking about it.
It's becoming
a comparison because right now there's 1,000 guys. That's why I'm not giving you who do I want to be the head coach. There's 1,000 guys that could take that job, and I probably won't name one of them. Every time you try to guess these things, I didn't. When we got rid of Jason Garrett, Mike McCarthy was the last on my mind. I forgot about Mike McCarthy.
At the end of the day, your owner is going to be bigger than the coach. The brand, he's made it that way. The reason why the Cowboys are always going to stay relevant because of Jerry Jones. It has nothing to do with nothing else. The football and nothing, because the product on the field is not living up to all the mouth y'all talk. Not you, Dallas Cowboy fans around the world. Y'all winning the Super Bowl before the season started every year. This has been going on since 93? So, and you destroyed a team when Jerry Jones had them to be a dynasty as they were. He destroyed it because of your owner's ego. You do not see other owners, i.e. Kansas City Chiefs. They're the ones that are top dog winning Super Bowl. They owner ain't having no conversation. You talk to Andy Reid. Right or wrong? Do you not? That's the top of the pinnacle in the NFL is the Kansas City Chiefs franchise, right? You don't see the owner of the Kansas City Chiefs. Only time you see him is when he's doing this right here.
When you hold that trophy.
And he hands it over to Andy, and Andy do all the talking. That's the problem. That's it with the Cowboys. Until you said it yourself, when Jerry Jones kills over, that's when the franchises start doing what they do. That's
Absolutely.
it.
Doesn't mean I can't have hope.
So
I still go around with my team.
Everybody in this chat, everybody, us talking here, we know for a fact, hey, I can get paid $1 million something a year. But if this guy over here is harassing me every day, I can't deal with that. I take less
a lower
pay.
tier coach would deal with it because it's the Cowboys.
Yeah, a lower, like he said.
I'm gonna get this money and then I'm gonna get out of here.
Yeah.
And hopefully I'll go be an OC or a DC somewhere. But Kim, I don't think we'll see. Like you said, it's thousands of coaches with no name that we probably can't name. That's gonna be in line.
Watch this. Sean Payton could have had that job. Didn't you want Sean Payton to be your coach at one time?
No, Sean Payton has always had. I said Sean Payton has always had a dream of being a Dallas Cowboy head coach. I never said Sean Payton should be the coach.
I said, couldn't Sean Payton have had that job? That's what I asked.
That was the year he went into broadcasting, wasn't it?
He could have had the job, and he took his ass to Denver. You know why? Sean Payton got total control up there.
And we hired Mike McCarthy for 5 years.
And Mike McCarthy ain't got no control.
In the last, okay, take this. I know I'm thinking of a response. You got to give me a sec. Okay, take Sean Payton's resume at Denver. If that's what we're gonna do.
No, you're gonna take Sean Payton's resume with the Saints and put it up against Mike McCarthy.
They both got one Super Bowl.
One of them got one Super Bowl. But guess what? Sean Payton is a alumni of your Dallas Cowboy coaching staff.
There's a reason Sean Payton didn't come up there.
I just
because we hired somebody else.
Can we move on? Because this is crazy. Because I don't even know why we talking about a team.
Why is it not hurrying up to go to another subject?
If he wanted to keep, you were the one that kept talking about it.
Oh man,
what do you mean?
You see what TC said. Why you not going hurrying up to another subject?
Oh my God. You know what? At the end of the day, the 49ers and the Cowboys are at the same spot right now.
You the one.
All right.
They are.
Yeah.
Hurt. You don't see but one person complaining.
That's the part that I love about this show is that it is entertainment. So I'm gonna get the takes in. We're gonna get the takes, we're gonna get the arguing, the convo.
But that's what that's what we do.
Absolutely. So Arthur, is that your name? Mr. Hamilton? And well, TC, you've been to the show before. Yeah, Mr. Hamilton, this is called entertainment and media, sir.
Don't get him started, please.
All right. Well, right now, fellas, we have the Vikings and the Rams playing. It is currently 10 minutes left in the second quarter, and the Rams are up 10-3. Now, we had some picks this week, and you know what? I was decently impressed with most of the playoff play from the wild card round. Pretty good matchups. Had a couple of games go a little bit different than I expected. But we are going to kick it off with the Chargers and the Texans. Skip and D. Oh, I'm sorry. Me and Skip and I both picked the Texans, and D picked the Chargers. Skip, give me your reaction to this game. Ah, fuck, I'm getting crap in my foot.
I told y'all I love Harbaugh. I love everything about Harbaugh. From the time when he was here with the 49ers till he was with Michigan and now back in the league. But he can only do so much as far as being a coach. I knew that had they come to play like what was expected, they would have won, but I just didn't see it. When they went to Tampa Bay knowing they had to get that win to control their playoff destiny, and they lost, I said to myself, I'm scared of what his team can do, but I cannot pick them to win. That's the reason I chose Houston, because your boy got a good grip on his players down there in Houston, and they want to win. So, yeah.
I totally agree with you, Skip. I did pick the Chargers because of Harbaugh's coaching ability going against DeMeco Ryan. I thought the experience would get over. And the Chargers did go down the field like they was ready to play. And Herbert, again, just turned the ball over 4 times. This playoff football, you can't be turning the ball over like that. And the Texans came out with a game plan and played physical against another bullet. And they won a game. There's nothing else to say. The Texans are playing Texans football right now.
Absolutely. 32-12 was the final score of that game. Next on Saturday, we had the Ravens and the Steelers. And for the second time this season, I picked it wrong. Mr. Skip and D got that one right. The Steelers and Lamar Jackson. I'm sorry. The Steelers and Derrick Henry were unstoppable.
You ain't gonna do that. You ain't gonna do that.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. The Ravens and Derrick Henry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, put some respect on that man's name. You, sir. Put some respect on that other joker name. I want you to put some respect on his name.
He ain't going to do it because you're a hater.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I'm a hater. I'll admit it. I'm a hater. But I will put it on Derrick Henry because he ran for 175 yards on one of the best defenses in the NFL.
Don't do that. Come on, kid.
Cowboy fan, what you expect?
What do you want me to do? Do you want me
to? No, I'm going to quote you. Because what you do, you come on here and there's people that might not know certain players that watch our show. We have a different people that watch. Lamar Jackson is thrown for 41 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. He's thrown for 4,500 yards, but you say he can't throw but 20 yards, and he's ran for 915 yards. Put some respect on that man's name. Your high-paid ass quarterback ain't done a damn thing of that nature, and they're going to try to cheat him out of MVP. But if I got a vote, he's the MVP for the 3rd time. Because if you take him off the Baltimore Ravens team, Derrick Henry wouldn't be doing absolutely nothing. Don't do that, Kim.
But
hang on, D. You put Skip. I'm sorry. Hang on, D. D. I'm gonna give you exactly what you want, Mr. Jackson.
That bullshit ass music.
Mr. Jackson, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry that I did not respect you the way that D and Skip feel I should respect you. Even though earlier in the season I did give you the props and say that you have improved your passing game.
What the hell?
I said it weeks ago. I said I cannot say another thing about Lamar Jackson and his pass game because obviously it improved. I said that earlier in the season.
4,000 yards every year he's been in the league, except for the first year.
Still didn't believe in his pass game. He always had good receivers that could catch the ball and make a play.
No.
You got to get him the ball, Kel.
If I throw you a 20-yard pass and you take it for 60, guess what? Your 60 yards come to me and you, player.
I mean, I agree. I do agree. Abe, I do agree with that. He is the centerpiece that he needed. But if you take 1 or 2 off the team, Lamar Jackson, again, is a quarterback-driven league. If you take that quarterback out of the position, they'll just crowd the box and put 8 in the box to stop Derrick Henry. We know Derrick Henry is a force. Like we said at the beginning of the season with the Ravens, they are one of the most dangerous teams in the AFC to dethrone, if anybody, the Kansas City Chiefs. That's just my opinion, and they're going to be a threat. You throw the records out the window, KF, I do believe, when we get into the rest of these games.
Playoff football is completely different.
Yeah, so I have to throw it out because they are the most dangerous team in the AFC. We haven't seen Kansas City play yet in the playoffs, but the Ravens are dangerous. if they play like they just played what we just seen. So he didn't got the monkey off his back with the Steelers, because what we said a couple of weeks ago, he can't beat the Steelers. He done beat them twice in the damn near 3-week span.
My thing is the reason the Ravens are so dangerous and a lot of other teams don't have what they have is because they can run ball control offense. They can keep the other offense off the field by running, getting first downs, prolonging the drives, where a lot of other teams can't fall back and say, you know what, let me hand it to this workhorse. They happen to have two workhorses. My one thing gripe I want to say to Kev is you want to make this man not be a quarterback, just like all the guys did in the pre-draft. Oh, maybe you just switch to wide receiver. Because he's not prototypical does not make him doesn't make him not a good quarterback. I could guarantee you that I think if you switch him and Dak, Dallas Cowboys fare better.
That's where y'all get it mistaken. I have never said Lamar Jackson is a bad quarterback.
You said he wasn't great.
I just said he wasn't a great quarterback. Yes, because
what great quarterback doesn't have MVP?
Okay, you brought up my quarterback, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about Dallas tonight. Gotcha. You brought up my quarterback who last year had 3,800 yards and 36 touchdowns. You said my quarterback has never done anything like Lamar Jackson. Until
I did not say that.
You just said it.
I said he didn't.
Quarterback has never done nothing like that. You just said it. Either way,
go ahead.
My point is, at the end of the day, after Saturday, Lamar Jackson has one more playoff win than Dak Prescott. Until then, they have the same record. So at the end of the day, they've had the same career, besides the MVPs that Lamar Jackson has won.
Okay. They got the same.
Look, they gave the guy and I told y'all all last year I didn't think he was the MVP. I told y'all all last year the media said he was the MVP week 2, and it stuck. All right. Hey, fellas. We gotta keep going because we keep getting off on this. All right. The night game was the Bills and the Broncos. Y'all picked the Broncos. I picked the Bills. Bo Nix has that turnover bug in his freshman year or rookie season, and I just knew it was going to catch up.
Playoff football again, like we said, a lot of stuff gets condensed down. They look at a lot more film. And you turn the ball over, the game gets out of whack. I'm not a Bo Nix fan like that, but his future looks very bright. Sean Payton got the quarterback he wanted to develop. That's all I can say. He's almost a carbon copy of a Drew Brees with a little more mobility, if I must say, as far as what Sean Payton likes to do with his quarterbacks. If you think about it, arm strength, Drew Brees didn't have arm strength like that. They both about the same stature.
No, once he left San Diego, he had hurt his
height and weight. The only thing Bo Nix will run a little bit more than Drew Brees would. So that's his prototypical style quarterback to run the type of offense he got. They will be a playoff team for the next 4 or 5 years, in my opinion, under Sean Payton.
Well said.
Skip, you got anything to add on that?
Nah, I felt like Josh Allen wasn't going to be the reason they lost, but he was the reason they won. So, good stuff.
There you go. All right, man. The next game we all three picked the same way. It was the Packers going up to Philly. Philly in the fourth quarter had a chance at that game. They just couldn't get things rolling.
The Packers, you mean?
Yes, Packers. Sorry. Yes, the Packers going into the fourth quarter had a chance, man. They just couldn't put it together.
But that's the momentum. That's the hungriness of the playoffs. This is the part that you can't teach. It just happens. It's almost like adrenaline when it kicks in. It's there, and you got to knock it out of them. It was too late. Yeah, I think when you get to the fourth quarter down like that, anything you do can be countered by a field goal or by a late, a bad penalty or whatever. So I think it was too late.
Absolutely.
I think the injury bug, this game kind of scared me as a Philadelphia fan because you don't know what type of Green Bay team will show up and how Jordan Love going to play. They had 4 turnovers and they were still in the game late, to make it competitive. Jalen Hurts coming back from the concussion protocol situation, a little rusty here and there. But I'm gonna say this: the bell cow for the Eagles right now is the defense. We know we got a Saquon over there. The defense is playing lights out because what they're doing, they're holding opponents to like under 100 yards skip in the first half. And when you start doing that, eventually those body blows and them hits gonna take a toll. And when you look up, it's 20-something to 10. So when you look at the box score, if you're not looking at the game, you're like, damn, Philly blowed them out. No, this game is still competitive to the fourth quarter.
Right, but it makes the team one-dimensional. They're good at making the other team one-dimensional.
That's it.
Because if I hold you to 100 yards of total offense in a whole half of football, you got to pass the football. You can't come back out and reestablish a run because you don't have time now, especially if you're down by 10 points. So that's the great thing about what you're saying about your defense is they're making them one-dimensional or making them do something that's uncharacteristic of who they are because – you know, I don't think your boy can do what a Rodgers can do, standing back, could do. I'm going to say could, past tense. When Rodgers was back behind the center, that 10 points wouldn't have meant nothing because you know he's going to distribute. And he had receivers and tight ends to catch the football. So,
another thing with this, that's another one. Outside them being my team, they are very dangerous because of their defense. In past years, we've seen the number one defense in the NFC go to the Super Bowl. It's just what it is. It's been the 49ers. And regardless if the 49ers had home field, if they did not have home field, they could come into your stadium and shut down your offense. And it don't take much now in these playoffs. Everything is condensed. It's going to come to coaching and defense right now. Because you're going to look up a turnovers win in the playoffs. It's just what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Just what it is. And time to score.
All right. Well, let me make sure we got this right here. All right, cool, man. Well, the last game was the nightcap last night, and that was the Commanders and the Buccaneers for the fifth. I said this in pre-show. For the fifth week in a row, the Commanders have scored to win the game as time has expired in the fourth quarter. Yeah, man, they sent blue collar Baker packing at home, man. But
man, what you say?
I think what we've seen the last 2 years out of Baker, I'm impressed. I think Baker will be there soon.
I think he's already there.
I mean, like in like NFC championship or in a championship setting.
Well, man threw 41 touchdowns this year. He was tied for the most interceptions with 16 with somebody else. But I think he found a home after being at Cleveland, after being a stopgate over in Carolina. Then he went out to LA to the Rams for a minute. He's found a home. This team is a Baker Mayfield built team. If you get it. They just keep finding ways to win. They just ran into a hungry, dangerous Washington team where you have an rookie elite quarterback behind the center where they arguably can play whatever type of ball you want to play. It's not nothing in my mind that Daniels can lead his team down the field and score in whatever environment they in. And like you say, Kev, don't get him the ball with a minute left. Please don't. And they down by 3. Please don't. Please don't. Because they're going for the juggler.
Mm-hmm.
And Tar's crazy.
I don't think I'm seeing comments right now.
I'm not either. What's going on?
I ain't seen nothing
It's
since
popping up on my phone. I don't know why we ain't seeing them, but it is funny.
Yeah, they're not commenting here. They're commenting on your stream.
Yeah, but I'm saying I'm seeing them on my phone. They're not popping up on our stream like they're supposed to. I don't know what's going on.
Right, because they're commenting on your stream, D. They're not commenting on the YouTube page.
Is that coming from Facebook?
Yeah, we was getting both of them. I don't know.
Yeah, usually it does both.
Yeah, something going on with that.
But ain't nothing here.
Let me get in here. Detroit about to boat race them folks. Ooh, shit.
See, he can see it. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I just pulled it up on Facebook.
Yeah, I don't know
see it on there now. All right. let's go to this weekend's games. We are in the divisional round, and kicking us off on Saturday, we got the Houston Texans and the defending Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City, of course, we all know the storyline. They're trying to be the first NFL team in history to go back-to-back. Do you think it happens?
I'm gonna say this right now. One, I don't think they're gonna win back to a three-peat, and I'm gonna pick against them every week that they win, every week they play. So I'm picking Washington to beat them.
Texans.
Houston. I'm picking Houston to beat them. We've seen the layoff have different effects on different type teams. Kansas City really is already battling the flight injury bug. They're rested. They didn't play the last game of the season. They, pretty much sat everybody out. I think that little game rust is going to cost them. So I'm picking Houston.
Texans it is. Dirty D.
I'm taking Kansas City. I think they've let their players rest. We got Hollywood Brown that's going to make a showing. You still got D-Hop out there. You don't know if they can establish the run game and take some of that pressure off Mahomes. If they can, physical game now. Don't get me wrong. The Houston Texans are bringing their lunch pail to work with them. So I think it's going to be another one of these close games. I don't see I don't want Houston to try to get in a shootout with them. Let's say that.
Well, see, that's the thing. I don't think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be more ball control.
Yeah.
Than what we've seen in the past, which is why I give Washington the edge, because you can't keep close with them. I'm sorry. I keep thinking about Washington. I don't know why, but I just think they're going to beat them. I don't see Kansas City repeating because they don't have the same, I guess, attitude or the same drive that they've had in years past.
The team has changed. It didn't work.
It's changed over. Yeah, I just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the Kansas City Chiefs, to y'all's, where it has changed is we knew the Kansas City Chiefs for the last, 7 years as this offensive juggernaut. And then last year, Tyreek Hill goes to the Dolphins. And everybody says, oh, well, Kansas City doesn't have an offense now. But they went back and they ran the table and won a Super Bowl. This year, what we are seeing is Kansas City has flopped to a defensive team. They have one of the best defenses in the NFL. And I think Chris Jones becomes a major problem for the Texans O-line. I'm taking the Chiefs.
Okay. I'm gonna agree with that, but like I said again, this is gonna be physical. You're gonna have another physical thing.
I'm thinking low scoring right now. Actually, they've got it at 41.5.
I'm gonna say this.
I'm thinking more like 20-28.
Watch Joe Milton on the running back from Houston, how he performs in this game. That'll be a telltale time. Yeah, excuse me. Of what this game could be, because if they establish the run Houston do, we might have a ball game here.
All right, fellas. Next on the docket, we have the Commanders going to Detroit. What up, though? D, what you got?
Oh, listen.
Detroit, I'm probably doing it too, dog. I'm probably doing it too.
Listen,
I'm
gonna say this. I want the Commanders to win this game. I just think that kid is dangerous. I think the injury bug is gonna finally catch up with Detroit. But Detroit is rested. But the Commanders, man, listen. The guy they're becoming battle tested, and the only person that can stop them is themselves. Every time we counted them out, Eagles, Bucks, whoever they play, it's been a interesting thing. So I'm gonna take the mix, and yes, thank you, Hamilton Mixon. I'm going with the Commanders by 3.
All right, Mr. D. Mr. Skip.
Detroit.
I think Detroit's gonna win, but I'm gonna say this. I agree with everything D just said. Now, caveat. If the Commanders beat Detroit, they will win the Super Bowl.
Really?
That's what I'm saying. If they beat Detroit, nothing can stop them. Detroit is a complete team. And the Commanders are getting there, but they don't have everything that Detroit has. I think Detroit's going to win. But if Washington beats them, I pick them to win the Super Bowl. I don't care who they play.
Skip,
Even as much as I like Lamar. Because I think Lamar is going to come out of, I think the Ravens are going to come out of the East. But I truly believe if Washington beats Detroit, they win the Super Bowl.
D, Washington and Philly split this year, right? Did they go 1-1? Okay.
Yeah,
hey, that's potential for a third game right there.
But if we compare that game, the what's-called beating breaks off on 21-7 before when Hurts went down and then the Dogs fell off. So, you know, that's how they go. But again, I'm saying the Commanders are another one of those scary teams in this playoff that a lot of people are like sleeping on, but they have arrived now. So we will see. And again, this is another team that has went above expectations.
TC, you gonna say that every week?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. He wanted to make sure everybody sees that.
And his mama. I gotta look up his mama now. Hang on.
See, that's what you're doing.
I ain't seen his mama.
TC, that's what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. You're making people gonna go if that don't know to go see who this man's mother is.
Well, she put it out there.
Right.
Wearing all that stuff to the games like she's 19.
Is that what she's doing? There she is in a little black dress.
Come on, Cam.
Hang out.
Come on,
shorts. My bad. All right, man. Well, we do not have the clear matchup yet for Sunday's 3:00 game, which will include the Philadelphia Eagles. But we do know what the 6:30 game is going to be, and that is going to be the Ravens and the Bills. Oh, by the way, I'm taking the Commanders on that last one. Two reasons. D, you said one of them, the injury bug. I think that not having most of your defense is going to catch up to the Lions. They've been able to skate by, for a while because their offense has been crushing it. But I think it catches up here. And my second reason is just to be a hater to my homeboy Ron. I don't know if he's still watching or not. But I had to, like I said, I had to bring him back down to earth the other day because I had to remind him this is the best. He's a retired Delta guy, right? So he's in his 60s. No, actually, he's 72. And this is in his 72 years. This is the best season he's ever gotten to see his team play. He's acting. You know how folks act when they get that new money. You know how folks act when they get that new money. You know how they act. Oh, I got the brand new vet now. No, hey, come on, man. Remember that busted Honda Civic you was driving? With the falling out taillights, and you got 4 hubcaps missing. Anyways, Ravens and the Bills. Skip, can you pick?
Baltimore Ravens. This will be the battle of the 2 MVP favorites.
Yes.
I think what will happen is Lamar will win, the Ravens will win, and he'll have 200 yards passing, and King Henry will rush for 150, 200 yards. And they'll say, this is why Josh Allen should be MVP. He threw for 500 yards in a loss. That's going to be the headline. I like the Ravens.
D.
I'm taking the Ravens by a landslide.
And
what I mean by this, long as Lamar, I think since the Eagle game, when he lost the game where the Ravens could have beat the Eagles if Lamar has ran, his mother getting in his butt, Lamar Jackson's mother cussing him out. We've seen a different Lamar Jackson moving forward since the Eagles game. Skip, he's establishing the run before he's establishing the pass now.
Exactly.
In the couple of games. And he's had over 50 yards rushing in the first half, where he now is opening up all the rest of the offense.
Right.
He knows he's got to put his cape on to continue to win in these playoffs. You
Of course.
throw the stats, the passing stats out the door. If he plays like he's been playing these last 4 games, they will handle Josh Allen and company because they have the physicality on the defensive side of the ball to contain all that running around that Josh Allen does. And
I like what TC just said.
And I
That
don't
makes sense.
I don't think that James Cook will be able to run that ball effectively against a physical defense as the Baltimore Ravens.
Right.
Mm.
TC, I don't know where you come from with that because Lamar Jackson knows exactly what he got behind him. So I don't understand where that he got to swallow.
Well, what has happened? His statement is what has happened in the past, Skip, that we've seen him in the playoffs when he goes against a Mahomes or a Josh Allen or a Burrow. He tends to come out there and tries to play pocket quarterback instead of playing his game of quarterback. You follow me? And he get caught up with the media than playing his game. When we get down to this, like I'll give you an example for you. You can understand where I'm coming from. Kaepernick. What did Kaepernick do for your 49ers at the time?
Everything that needs to be done.
Anything that need to be done. They went up to Lambeau and ran Aaron Rodgers out the playoffs that year.
And Kaepernick rushed for over 100 yards that game.
There you go. So that's what he's saying. You stop all this as of right now. All that stat stuff out the game. We're trying to win a game and survive and move on.
Right, but he's never had the problem, at least they only played together for these 15, 16 games, 17 games. So to say he hasn't swallowed his pride, the man rushed for how many yards?
915.
No. King Henry.
He got close to 2,000.
Yeah, 1,900 yards. So when you say swallow your pride, what are you talking about?
He's saying
no. But he's talking about to realize he got a beast in the backfield. He wouldn't have 1,900 yards rushing if the man hadn't already swallowed his pride. That's why I say it doesn't make sense. He knows what he got. He knows what needs to be done when you got to get that extra oomph. Give it to the man, let him bust his head.
Oh, yeah. I get it.
It doesn't make sense for him to say swallow his pride because he had to do it when he didn't have King Henry back there.
Okay.
Now he has him. He's only done it, because it's the offense. So, it's time for him to do what he got to do. But I don't think pride plays a part in that with them two.
I tell you this, that King Henry is a very understandable good centerpiece to have in this playoff. And that's why I say the Ravens team looks a whole lot different than the previous 3 years, even when he had the number 1 seed last year and they lost. They didn't have the established running back as a dog, we would say. That right. Now we can't focal point with him. They was game planning for him to run anyway. You know what I'm saying? But now you got 2 of them, and it's like, wait a minute.
And that boy hit 21 miles an hour the other night.
And it's like, no, sir.
31 years old, you run 21 miles an hour?
No, sir.
You don't understand how fast that is.
Yeah.
With pads on.
Yeah.
Woo. But what, Kev, you all right?
Baby dude woke up, I think.
Okay. But why did Henry sit 2 games in the 4th and lost? Listen, man. TC, I don't know how much football you watch or what you actually do when you do watch football. But the first 4 games of the season, they were 1-3. The defense lost them games.
Well,
it had nothing to do with King Henry and Lamar Jackson simply because they were up by double digits going into the 4th quarter. So don't give me that back. They lost because Lamar Jackson was running. They lost because the defense was doo-doo in the first half of the season.
Well, the games that did lose, King Henry didn't get his touches. So that was an issue because even that first game of the season, they went down the field on Kansas City like game busters. And then we didn't see King Henry for a while in that game against Kansas City. And certain games, the offensive coordinator Todd Monken, for whatever reason, took King Henry out the game. So I see what he's saying, and I see your point too, Skip. But yeah, I think he needs, in this environment, they going up to Buffalo. We don't know the weather conditions as of right now. King Henry better get 20 touches. Do you agree with me on that?
Listen, man, we sit here and say how many touches he's supposed to have, but if they get down by 10 points, King Henry gonna have to stop running the football. That's just X's and O's. Come on now.
I agree with you on that. I don't think it'll get to that point. But
right. Right. So we can't say he better have 20 touches because turnovers. Stuff can happen to where he's nullified in a sense. But you say go back and look at it. The first 4 games of the season, they lost by a total of 7.8 points. We talked about this. It was because the defense blew double-digit leads in the fourth quarter.
Skip, when they got eliminated from the playoffs last year, what was the one thing that everybody said?
They have a running back.
Why were they throwing the ball instead
They
of
have a running back?
No, what I'm saying, Lamar. No,
last year.
No, they
picked him up. Didn't they pick him up for the playoffs?
No. They just
had a chance to get him in the preseason.
I thought they got him in the postseason.
Don't you do that. Don't you do that.
Y'all had a chance to sign him, Kel.
What? Don't make a mistake.
Skip.
God damn, this man act like I'm Google.
Skip.
No.
Skip. He trying to get you back on Cowboy talk. Let's not do that.
No. Nothing was said about the Dallas Cowboys, D. See, this is the bullshit I be saying. I don't say nothing. Y'all bring it up. You be saying acting like man. Come on. Gaslighting.
Y'all were trying to sign him, remember?
Go ahead.
Remember, y'all were trying to sign him.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I thought it was for the postseason. No, because we were in the postseason last year. Okay, I was wrong. It was off season, not postseason. Damn. But Lamar Jackson didn't run the ball during their game against Kansas City last season, which was a lot of what they do.
He hasn't ran the ball effectively in the playoffs. The 3 games they've lost and got put out. He tried to throw the rock around. They had serviceable running backs. They had Mark Ingram 1 year. They had the guy that's out with the Chargers right now.
Mixon, Joe.
No,
he was Cincinnati.
Yeah,
he was Cincinnati.
Not him. But anyway, yeah, they run the ball and establish the run and control the ball. They'll blow the doors off Buffalo.
All right. Well, y'all already know I'm picking the Bills. Hey, so let me ask this: are we gonna? Yeah. D, I know it don't matter who y'all play. You gonna play the Eagles, or you gonna pick the Eagles anyway. Skip. Does it matter if it's the Rams or the Vikings, or do you think the Eagles have it either way?
I'd rather play the Rams.
I was just about to say that because I think the Vikings will take the top off of Philadelphia's defense with their receivers. I think they will. You got to put your best on Jefferson. And what's the other young boy's name that the Vikings got? The other receiver?
Number 3. That guy.
He a monster. So I think they'll take the top off of the Eagles defense, one way or the other. You can't. I don't think they have enough to cover both of those guys for the full 48 minutes or 30 or 60 minutes. But they will hope for the Rams.
I would add it is 24-3 at halftime, LA.
I will say this: what Abe was saying. Sean McVay, is a hell of a coach, and the reason why he's saying that, this guy arguably was not picked. They would not pick to win the division or be in the playoffs this year in that tough division over there, barring injury to what happened to the 49ers. We did not think the 49ers were going to have all these injuries, but he's doing a masterful job with Matthew Stafford, veteran quarterback, and the team that's around him, and all that they lost.
Yeah, you're not frozen.
I was for a second, so I didn't hear anything after I said the update of the score right now.
Yeah, and all they lost. They lost Donaldson. He retired. Von Miller went away. You got Ramsey that left on the defense that left. And they are still chugging along doing what they need to do. Scary
because they fill those holes not with all Americans or all pros. They fill those holes with hungry people that really want to get out there and perform and play.
Jimmy's and Joe's.
Yeah, you go. And that's what they did. And then the coach, he used his talent the right way. Of course they can be exposed. They just haven't been. So I get it. But I think Philadelphia beats them though. I think Philly beats them.
Still a dangerous team.
Yeah.
All right. So how do we want to call that? I guess we can update it in a couple hours whenever.
But on air, we could pick if they play the Rams, who would you pick? I pick Philadelphia. Okay. If they play Minnesota, I pick Minnesota.
There you go. That's what Skip got. There you go.
Hang on. I'll be writing slow. All right, so you said if they play the Rams, you got
Philly.
All right, and if they play the Vikings win.
Yes.
All right. Boom. I hate it. I really do.
He got to pick Philly again. Look.
I do. I do. I just, after seeing what Detroit's backup defense was able to do to what was considered to be the number one offense in the NFC, fly, Eagles, fly.
What?
Fly, Eagles, fly.
I can't believe you said it out your mouth.
Yeah, I wouldn't have said all that. I'd have just been like Philly for the win.
No. I can swallow my pride enough to know that no matter which one of these teams comes out there, I think the Eagles are going to take it.
He's a bad man, ladies and gentlemen. He's talking about his pockets.
Don't let anybody know that. All right. Well, fellas, we are done with the NFL. I have one more story, though, just to throw out real quick. Chamblee High School has announced that Ed Reed will be their offensive coordinator next season.
Jamal Lewis, I reported, is on that staff also. Chamblee High School football has not been relevant ever in the history of Georgia athletics. So right now, those are the reports that came out today. Kudos to Chamblee High School. We're gonna get some boots on the ground, and we got to figure out what's what with that research. Go ahead.
Kev, you say he's gonna be the offensive coordinator? Ed Reed?
Chamblee, yes. That's
the offensive coordinator.
Yes, that's what the report. What? Hey, Skip.
Jamal Lewis should be. Oh my God.
No. Nope. I'm not gonna say that. Nope.
You telling me you think Ed Reed will be an offensive coordinator for anybody, anywhere? Ed Reed, the defensive juggernaut.
Sir, don't shoot me. We don't know what his plan is.
Ooh,
I'm not gonna do that because we don't know what his skill set is in the coaching world or what he's trying to do.
Okay, it'll be different.
I'm just saying, and I agree with what TC doing. The HBCU that bad, you going to high school? So
no, but see now, real quick, since we touched on that, my sister lives in Daytona. She attended Bethune-Cookman when it was Bethune-Cookman College, not BCU, Bethune-Cookman University. When Ed took that job, he just exposed the same thing that Dion exposed with Jackson State. They were taking that money and doing everything else with it, except for where it was earmarked for. So when you say HBC is so bad, no, he never actually coached. They halfway hired him, and then they just didn't finish hiring him. So no. Everything he did in that video or pointed out of that video, you can see from because Bethune-Cookman sits in the middle of the neighborhood. If you ever been there, it's 2nd Avenue runs right into the neighborhood. You can walk through the campus like you live there, but no, it looks like the hood. All that money they got, so he exposed them for what they were, and HBC, nobody else wanted to pick him up after that because he's a whistleblower.
Well, again, kudos to the kids. They getting a Hall of Famer. Whatever the case may be, we'll see what it is. I guess Skip will be tiptoeing around at a Chamblee High School football.
We damn sure will, because I want to see offensive coordinator. Out of all the stuff I'm quite sure he played offense in high school. I'm quite sure he played on both sides of the ball in high school.
Yeah, he was a lead player.
Coordinator. We're talking about probably the best safety ever behind Ronnie Lott.
Well, I would say this. Offense, personally, from my background of it.
Wait a minute. It's next to FSU.
No, that's Florida A&M.
That's what this dude talking about. See, this is why we don't argue with certain people.
Stop, Skip.
Did he just say Florida State, which is in Tallahassee, is next to Bethune-Cookman, which is in Daytona, 2.5 hours away?
That's wrong.
Man,
that's
please,
Florida A&M.
Don't argue, man. Don't do that.
I think we
You're a loser. Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well,
that dude said it's next to FSU.
Emotional damage.
That's Florida A&M,
Oh,
man. Don't do
Jesus.
that. Please don't.
And
do
Florida A&M, Tallahassee's on the other side of Tallahassee. They're on opposite sides of Tallahassee.
Yeah, them two.
Oh my God!
It just give him one, Skip. Just give him one. But what I was gonna say on the opinion of Ed Reed, Skip, is a possibility that it's something he's able to do that he wasn't able to do any other levels. You never know. He probably had something in place when he was going to become the coach of Bethune-Cookman, because sometimes what you have to do, you can't coach on the side that you kind of played on sometimes. You follow me? You got to touch something else so you can let somebody else run that, because of the skill set of player that he is. He probably would have, he probably went ballistic on the defense side of the ball.
Okay, TC said he was wrong for the first time in 3 weeks. Like
yeah, so we will see what we will do, Kev. Jay Lou, I will try to get in touch with Jay Lou and see can we get down on the field and see what we can see. It will be a media circus, as we know. Everybody in the state of Georgia, around the surrounding areas, will be trying to go to Chamblee to see what's going on. I just want to see will he bring up the facilities at Chamblee High School like he did?
He'll be a fool too. Not all the money they got out there. No sir.
We just want to see.
If he do it, he'll fool.
We will see if they got the facilities of some of these other players, and we'll go from there.
All right. Well.
Whenever you're ready, Mr. Hamilton. Whenever
hey man,
you're ready.
On any Monday night, it don't matter. Just type in the chat, bring me on. We'll bring your own player.
Don't you do that, sir?
I've been right for 3 weeks. About what?
Arthur, you know my ties to that high school, sir. And
Doug,
you know my ties to
that high school. Mays.
No, we went to Mays. Doug, our rival, but what?
I know. Doug is.
Half of our junior high middle school went to Doug, and we went to Mays, and he knows the connection of the Doug High. We not going to go there. He knows that, and I don't know why Arthur doing that. He knows that's why he's saying a Doug High lover, and he knows the connection there. So there it is.
Okay, cool. You got UFC up, Kevin? Talk to me.
Yep, sir. All right, we are jumping into the first pay-per-view of the year. Islam Makhachev will defend his title against Arman Surakayan. I have been practicing that for the last 3 hours just to make sure I can actually say it.
He said it with confidence too, didn't he?
Right, like I know the dude. All right, they will be going for the lightweight championship of the world. I'm taking the killer Islam Makhachev, but let me give you the champion. Yes. Let me give y'all the records here. We have Islam at 26-1 and Arman at 22-3. So both are very experienced fighters. Both rarely lose. What do you know good?
I'll be watching this on the new Kev network.
Oh, I ain't got it yet. Y'all, yeah, you gotta send it to me, man. You ain't first.
I think D had to watch the Philly game on there a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. I'll watch this on the new Kev network and just to peep in to see what's going on. We haven't had a good fight in a while. Kev keeps us up, ladies and gentlemen, on this UFC stuff. If you want to see some heart pounding, get your ass kicked action, he will keep us in tune with what we need to watch.
I like to watch people get punched in the face. All right, man. And the co-main event here, we have Merab Duvashwavi. I've been listening to that. I've been making sure I can say that.
This man been in the mirror doing speech therapy, y'all.
Wait, I got one more here. He will be going up against Umar Nurmagomedov.
Nurmagomedov.
Yes.
Nurmagomedov.
There's about 15 letters in that last name.
I'm very proud of you, sir. This is wonderful.
You know what? They will be going for the bantamweight title. I'm actually at a standstill. Both fighters coming in with 18 wins. The champion has 4 losses. The contender is undefeated.
Don't mean nothing. Don't mean nothing.
Now, We usually, this is a 5-rounder, right? Both of these
Yes,
are 5
title
rounds.
fight. It will be 5 round.
We usually, in the last couple of fights, we have seen where the champion is in survival mode instead of attack mode, and he messes around and loses his belt. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So,
Or cause him defeated.
yeah, yeah.
Give
So,
me Umar Nurmagomedov to take the belt.
what's your
Tender.
spread on that? What's your spread on that?
You know what? I'm going to give this fight 5 rounds.
Decision.
Really?
Decision.
I'm going to give it 5 rounds. If Umar can keep Merab upright. You let Merab start getting at you with that grappling, you're done. He'll choke you out in 2 seconds.
The reason I say you say 5 rounds, the challenger doesn't fight 5-round fights because he has to fight championship to go 5-round fights, correct?
Correct.
So he'll be in uncharted waters past the 3rd round. You get what I'm saying? And their practice fighting is different than actual fighting. So I say, and I don't know either one of these fighters, but if it goes deep, I think the champ will pull it out if his stamina is up to par because he's used to fighting 5-round fights.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, hey,
but like that's why I made the comment as previous when we go check out these fights. And Kev will give us these guys to go check out before the fight, so he gives us enough time to see who's who. The ones that we don't know. Usually the challenger comes out on top because they're hungry.
Mm-hmm. And Arthur, I see your comments. This is UFC is exactly what we say when we talk about football. Any given Sunday, you can come out there and get that ass whooped. With UFC, Skip, you just said it. Records don't mean a damn thing.
Exactly.
You come out there and get punched in the mouth the wrong way. You come out there and get taken down the wrong way.
Kill switch.
You done. There are some fights where you can look at and be like, all right, this is a mismatch. Why are they doing this? This is going to be a great fight. Both are very strong competitors, and that's why I think it goes down to decision.
Gotcha.
Okay. And decision for the challenger, right?
Umar.
Yes, I'm saying Umar takes it.
So let me ask you this: give the people what they know. Umar is a striker or a grappler?
Umar is more of a striker, but Rob is a grappler.
Okay, so
Umar can do a little bit of both though, but he's stronger behind his hands.
Okay, so that's the part that's why I say usually the champion is the one on survival mode, just trying to survive rounds and do stuff like that.
TC's just trying to poke the bear now.
Yeah, TC.
What did he say?
TC.
UGA got punched and Miami.
TC, I'm finna make a fake call and have y'all go. I'm finna make a fake call and make you go get on that fire truck because you.
What did he say? I'm sorry. What did he say?
He said UGA got punched, and Miami got punched. He said
where he put that at?
It's in the chat we can see on the Facebook.
I'm looking on Facebook. I don't see it, but anyway, okay. We
man.
lost. Listen, man. When we lose, I lost. I don't sit here and make excuses about it's coaching. We lost.
All right. Well, Skip, if you want to take your last take to tell us how y'all lost, but you did that last week, so talk about something else.
Don't tell me what to say on my last take.
Okay.
How about them Cowboys? Let's talk about them garbage cans. Nah, let me stop. Listen, man, thank y'all for tuning in to us every week, week in and week out. We try to give y'all our take, our viewpoints on these athletic events and sporting games and stuff throughout the week. So, again, we appreciate each and every one of y'all. I picked the Baltimore Ravens to win the Super Bowl this year. That is my pick going in. So, y'all know from the jump, I'm a 49er diehard. Damn the Cowboys, damn the Eagles, and damn the Falcons. Peace out.
He just had to put that Falcons punch in.
Thank you, everybody. Thank y'all again for tuning in. Like Skip, I like all the back and forth we had in the chat today. I appreciate everyone again for tuning in. And one thing that we got today, Tyson Fury finally put in his retirement.
He got embarrassed.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't consider him a top heavyweight, even though he beat Dante.
Anymore. I would say anymore. Sorry to interrupt, but anymore.
Yeah, so kudos to that gentleman. He had a good career. He held on to the belt longer than any one of us expected. And go to sleep, Gypsy King. We don't have to see your terrible body in the ring fight.
For real.
So we'll leave it at. But thank y'all again for tuning in. And we really appreciate it here.
He might be out of shape. I still wouldn't take a punch from the dude. Shit, me. Damn. You know what? I meant to say this earlier. I cannot stress how nice it was to be able to wake up today after Wild Card Weekend and not have to see nothing about them Dallas Cowboys losing in the wild card. Can I just say it was nice to be able to, it was so nice to be able to open Facebook and not see 1,000 memes about the Cowboys blowing another wild card round. Yeah, man, I was able to come to peace last week that our season is over. Hey, man, I hope everybody enjoys the fights, enjoys the football, just enjoy the time that we got because we're coming down to the end. We only got one more college football game left until August. And you know what? I was so bored this Saturday when I woke up, I cleaned the whole damn house. Let me tell you, wasn't no football to watch, wasn't no college game day to get there and watch. I said, you know what? Let me clean. And I just felt lost. Either way, I don't think we're going to have a show next week due to the national championship game. So we will be back in 2 weeks. I believe that will be Monday, the 27th. So until
the new MVP, three-time MVP, Lamar.
No, damn that. We going to be on this show. Ain't nobody stay in that damn game like that. We can get him with about 30 minutes to an hour. We can get in and get it out. We can get in and get it out. If you want to watch the game, I ain't mad at you. But let's do our picks. At least do our picks and get up off here.
I'm cool with that. We can jump on for a little while. I mean, the game's at 7:30. So do we want to get on at 7 and run some shit real quick?
I mean, they going to push it to 8. You know how they do. They going to talk for about an hour and a half. So we'll run about here because we got to talk this. We can't let 2 weeks go by without talking about this.
Without playoffs and whatnot. Yes, absolutely, because there's too much to cover. Okay, so we'll jump on for about 45 to an hour next week.
And especially if y'all hire a coach in the next 72 hours.
Shit, he gonna wait till the damn beginning of the season.
We need an emergency cast if they.
They go look. You know how Jerry's gonna do. He's gonna wait until the season starts in September. We got preseason in August. Yeah, he's gonna wait. He's gonna wait till about June, July.
Breaking news. He's hired. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, man. Until next time, please make sure the beer stays cold and the wings, as always, stay lemon pepper. We are out.